Hi guys, happy almost Turkey Day. I just wanted to come to you real quick and give you a few tips on navigating triggers for the holiday tomorrow that I know everyone will probably have, even if you don't voice it. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit what the triggers are and then give you some tips on how to navigate through them. And I guarantee you I will probably be using these too. So if you don't know what a trigger is, which many of you probably do, here's the definition. I actually looked it up. Anything that serves as a stimulus and initiates a reaction or a series of reactions. There's going to be so many triggers. We're going to go through that in a minute. But where are they? A lot of times they're within us. It's our feelings and our thoughts, and they're outside of us. It's people, places, situations, all those things outside of us. So you remember that it's inside and outside of you. Fact, they're going to be there. You can't change that they're going to be there. The best thing you can do is change how you react to them. So, what are the kinds of triggers that are going to come up? I bet if you're watching this right now, you're talking to your spouse about the one thing that's going to drive you nuts tomorrow. So, I'm just going to mention a few of them if you because a lot of times we think it's just the food, but the food is just one thing. So that's the first thing. It's that smorgasbord of food, and probably that one thing that you love to eat on Thanksgiving Day that you're really going to have a hard time, navigating through it. The second thing is people. Think about, I don't know, maybe it's your crazy Aunt Mary or it's the relative that is just guaranteed to just kind of make you, struggle a little bit on the inside. The third one is a memory. Maybe you had a rough Thanksgiving a year or so ago and you got to walk back through it and it's kind of triggering you. The fourth one is a slew of memories. So, say we lose somebody in our life. Maybe it was a long time ago, maybe it was recently, but we can walk through a door on Thanksgiving and it can be so incredibly difficult to get through it because we are just emotionally kind of vulnerable. The fifth is insecurities. Who doesn't get insecure about around their family? We know our family loves us, but we can also be very insecure around them. So that's a feeling. And the last one is something we're probably all going to do is, and try not to do, is jumping on Facebook and seeing somebody else that has what you think is the perfect Thanksgiving, and you're wondering why you don't have it the way they do. Or worse, you're like, oh, well, I got it better. So I just want to show you that these are all things that can really just throw us off without us even knowing it. So, and this is really not helpful when we're about to sit down to a Thanksgiving meal with tons of food and possible triggers all over the table. So, I'm going to give you 7 things to help you navigate, and you can pick one of them or pick all of them, whatever you want. But these are things that I know that I will probably use. So, number 1, give yourself a time out. Step away from the fire. Sometimes we can just, if you can't step away, just stand there and remove yourself from reaction or walk away. Second, do a gratitude check. It's Thanksgiving. We're supposed to be grateful. Sometimes it can be hard. I am grateful for so much in my life, but in that moment that I'm getting triggered, I'm focused on what's not good and not even looking at what is good. So do a gratitude check. What is good about the situation? What is great about me being with my family? 3, give thanks to God. I find that when I am going through something really tough, I find that when I thank God for carrying me through it and knowing that He's with me, I get through it better because I'm thanking Him for what He's already doing. 4th, practice acceptance. Just that word. Acceptance, acceptance. Because sometimes we just have to accept that people are people and people that we love are going to be how they are and let it go. I mean, we don't have to get roped into other people's stuff. Number 5, remember, this too shall pass. Enough said about that one. 6, set some boundaries. I have a friend who would say, you have your platter, I have mine. We all have our own issues. If someone tries to put their issues on you or get you roped into it, that's your platter, enjoy it, I got my own. Just set some boundaries. Emotional boundaries are so important, and it's like we think everything is going to be good, and then we wonder why we're triggered. Duh. And then 7, pray ahead of time. I think sometimes we're about to walk in the door and it's like, okay, God, get me through this. Yes, that's important. But on your drive there, on your flight there, just pray for God to carry you through it and for you to recognize that He is there with you while you're going through it. And just staying connected, because we can just whoop, we're gone, we're off. So that's the 7 things. Lastly, I want to speak to those of you that are really lonely, that are struggling, that you miss someone, you feel alone, it sucks that it's Thanksgiving. I want you to know that there is a table that you are invited to if you don't feel totally welcome at your table. No matter how you feel when you sit down, you are welcome to another table, and that is God's table. And He's not inviting all the perfect people. He's inviting the broken people and the people who struggle like you and me. So I encourage you to jump over to my blog, and I have a little story there. Of how He does that and how He comes to the table, and a video, and then a couple other things about the 7 tips. All right, I'm going to keep it short. You guys have an awesome Thanksgiving. Everybody travel safe, cook safe, be safe, and love, and just enjoy it the best you can. And don't beat yourself up if you get triggered and thrown off. Use these 7 tips, okay? All right, guys, have a good week, and I will see you next week to talk a little bit more about the holidays. All right, bye-bye.